Welcome back, everyone. Let's get ready for today's discussion of the assignments for vignettes 26 through 30 on the house on Mango Street. So vignette number 26, found on pages 65 and 66, is entitled Geraldo No Last Name. Okay, so in Esperanza's neighborhood, the people really don't know too much about Geraldo. However, they did notice his death. They are aware of it. Pretend that the newspaper in town wrote about Geraldo. So the first part of the assignment is you're going to write a headline for the neighborhood newspaper about Geraldo's death. Okay? Now the second part of the assignment is now picture that Geraldo's family found out exactly what happened. And now the town newspaper, the neighborhood newspaper, is going to write a story about his death and the circumstances surrounding it. Think about how it might be different than the previous headline where they really didn't know too much about Geraldo. Okay, so now the second part of the assignment, you're going to write a new headline for the newspaper. Okay, so remember, the first part of the assignment, they don't know too much about Geraldo or his death. The second part of the assignment, now they have more of awareness of what took place and what were some of the circumstances. Okay, so moving on to vignettes number 27 and 28. This assignment combines the two vignettes together. Vignette 27 is entitled Edna's Ruthie on pages 67 and to 69, and vignette number 28, the Earl of Tennessee, on pages 70 and 71. In these two vignettes, okay, Esperanza, although she's coming of age and we see and know that she's maturing, she's a little too young to really understand everything that's taking place in these two vignettes. Okay, all that she can really tell us is what she thinks is happening. Okay, her opinions of what's taking place within these two vignettes. Okay, so now based on what we are hearing from Esperanza, okay, you are going to infer, okay, you're going to think about what we know about Ruthie and the Earl of Tennessee and what is true about them. So you're going to write about what you think is true about Ruthie and what you think is true about the Earl of Tennessee. Okay, that's the first part. The second part of the assignment is imagine that either you or picture a story where parents take their child to a playground or a park or something like that, and they happen to see two older kids, teenagers, who are smoking in the park. Okay, every time an adult or a car drives by, the teenagers hide the cigarettes from view so no one can see what's happening. How would a young child go about telling their parents what they see is happening? Okay, so that's the second part of the assignment for these two vignettes. Okay, kind of puts you a little bit in Esperanza's shoes where you're too young to really understand what's happening, but you're trying to explain what is taking place. Okay, moving on to vignette number 29, entitled Sire, on pages 72 and 73. Okay, so for this vignette, we have Esperanza who's telling the story from her point of view only. However, Sire has a point of view. She has something to say. Okay, so how would this story be different if Sire told it? So the assignment for this is rewrite the first paragraph of the story. However, it's going to be from Sire's point of view. I kind of gave you a little paragraph starter. So the very beginning, everyone's paragraph should start out with these first two sentences. okay? I like to watch Esperanza walk down the street with her nose in the air. She does not look at me, but she notices me. Okay, so continue the rest of that first paragraph for vignette number 29. Okay, and finally for today, vignette number 30, entitled Four Skinny Trees, on pages 74 and 75. Okay, in this particular vignette, the author uses a number of metaphors throughout the vignette. So you're going to complete a chart of what you think those metaphors mean. I gave you an example for the first one. So the metaphor is with skinny necks and pointy elbows. And what that might mean is the trees don't have many leaves on them, and the tree itself is a little too skinny or thin for what we would normally think of as a tree. Okay, and for the second part of this assignment, why do you think the author chose to use metaphors throughout this particular vignette? Okay, so there you have it. Today's vignettes 26 through 30. I hope everyone is able to complete them with some ease, and we'll talk again.